Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining today. This is Lance, and welcome to Coffee Break with Lance. A couple of quick housekeeping items. One is this call is being recorded, and if you don't want to be recorded, a recorded version will be available after the call. And then we're going to keep this pretty casual. If you have any questions up front, feel free to just ask, and you can either put it in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and just ask a question. So that being said, really what I wanted to do today was just kind of talk about Microsoft Dynamics and the Microsoft Cloud Stack. So one of the things I want to start with is, I mean, we all know digital selling, or I should say we all know the process. Microsoft talks about it, Salesforce talks about it, everybody talks about it. Collaborate with your customers remotely, building stronger customer relationships and reducing the cost of closing a deal by optimizing your sales and your marketing processes and helping your teams to adapt to a changing environment. This is all great, but how does that look, right? And so what I wanted to do is really talk about the Microsoft Cloud Stack. And in particular, one of the biggest questions I get is how does Dynamics or how does the Microsoft Cloud Stack work with Office 365? And the answer is very, very easily, okay? The cool thing is because Dynamics is already on the common data service or the common data platform that Microsoft has, the integration between Office 365 is very, very easy. It's automatic. It's just a matter of turning it on. It gives your users a familiar experience because it's in the cloud. They can access it anytime, anywhere. And it's flexible, extensible. You're going to get insights and analytics um, and all that good stuff. But what's neat is you can use it with Outlook. All right. So Dynamics, if you look over here, hopefully you can see this, but Dynamics pops up within Outlook and it allows you to add accounts, contacts, create sales orders, and so forth within Outlook. The other beauty of it is it integrates with Teams. And I can even open up Dynamics and check out dashboards and so forth with Teams. So what you end up with is basically this triangle. You've got Microsoft Dynamics. It's running the show, if you will, but people are communicating with their customers through Outlook, and your sales team is communicating with each other through Teams. All of this is going in like basically a giant circular motion. Everybody gets to, the guys in Teams can see who is doing what. That shows alerts in groups within Outlook, and Outlook vice versa within Teams, and Dynamics vice versa within Teams as well. So that really is, that's what I want to discuss today. So, that being said, I'm going to kind of open this up, and if you have any questions, just kind of speak it out. I mean, today is very informal. So at this point, are there any questions? Nope. Okay. And then, so now we'll go to the next thing. And so that being said, what I want to do is I'm going to jump into a demo here and let you guys kind of see how the sales aspect of it works. Okay. Um, and like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're not going to do any formality here, if you will. So that being said, right now I'm inside the sales professional. Okay, and you can see I have created opportunities that I am working on. You can also see my favorite TV show is Bob's Burgers. If I want to go in and see, let's just say here's an opportunity, okay? It's called the 2020 Meat Fest. So I'm going to go in here. When I open that up, I've got whatever the topic is. I have my contact. I have the account itself. Now you'll notice when I hover over this, I get a pop-up for the contact, and it brings me the Outlook contact info. So I can send out an email directly from here using Outlook. I don't have to open up Outlook to be able to send an email. Same thing through using Microsoft Teams. If I click right here on the phone number, it's going to allow me to make a phone call through Microsoft Teams using one of the calling plans that Microsoft has. So I don't have to have separate systems. I could have all of this interlinked with my phone system, within Outlook, and within Teams. Okay. Obviously, I've got things like their budget, all that good stuff. Over here in the middle, you can see the timeline. In other words, everything that has been done around this account is tracked right here in the timeline. If an email was sent, the system would track it. If an email was received or a phone call was made, the system would track it right here. And then of course, over here, it says stakeholders. I have my main contact, but if I have multiple contacts that I'm working with on this opportunity, it would all be right here. And then of course, I've got when I think it's going to close, what the estimated revenue is, where it is in the process, okay? The other thing that's nice about this is dashboards. You can have dashboards for project management. I can have dashboards or pipelines built around sales where, we're tracking everything. And dashboards are very, very important in all of this. Now here, I can see what my activities are that I haven't done. Here's open opportunities, and these are all role-based. So they're going to allow me to, let's say a sales rep might see a certain set of dashboards, whereas a manager might see another set of dashboards. So that being said, any questions? All right. So one of the biggest questions that I get about this is how does Teams work? How does Outlook work? And it actually works out very, very easily or very quickly. In this case, if I'm using it online, let's do this. I literally just go into Outlook, and then I can open up an email. All right, so there's the email that I just opened up, right? Well, let's say I want to forward it to somebody or I want to respond to them. If I hit reply, and then I can go down and literally I just reply, and when I reply, it's going to save it to Dynamics, okay? It just does it automatically. So when I hit reply, boom, Dynamics picks it up. That is the cool thing about this. I didn't have to go into a lot of effort to make this happen. It just did it. All right. So as you can see, it's integrated very nice and easily within that. Okay. That being said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet, and I wanted it to be a Q&A. So, any questions? All right. So one question that just popped up is, let's see here. How does Teams integrate with Dynamics? So basically what it does is you can bring Dynamics up into Teams, all right? There is actually a button, or when you're in Microsoft Teams, you can open it up, click on it, and it will open Dynamics within Teams so that people who are using Teams don't have to log into Dynamics or use two separate products. They can all be built into the same screen, and it really is something as simple as just uploading the app, okay? You don't have to do any special integration. You can create accounts, create deals, opportunities directly from Teams, just like you would if you were in Microsoft Outlook or if you were in the CRM itself. All right. Let's see here. The next question I've got is, oh, sorry, they're still typing. All right, can I prevent people from seeing certain accounts or seeing certain information? The answer to that is yes. So everything is role-based, all right? You can create a set of roles. You could have a role for managers, you could have a role for salespeople, and you could have a role for, say, accountants. Each one of those roles would allow somebody to only see certain things. In other words, you can set it up and say, okay, I want managers to have access to everything. You could say, I want accounting to have access to everything finance related, but they really don't need to go in and see what the sales team is doing with a specific account. And vice versa, the sales team, I mean, let's face it, we don't want the sales team to see anything other than account information, right? And so you can create roles around that prevent teams from seeing things or getting into things they shouldn't. You can also do it individually if you need. Let's say you have a small sales team. One is a veteran, one is not. You can create roles around that or create individual roles as well. So, all right. Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, that really is about it. As you can see here, I mean, first of all, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. As you can see, if you have any questions regarding Microsoft Dynamics, Microsoft Office, or Azure, feel free to reach out to us at info@quessoc.com. That's info@quessoc.com. You can also go to our website, quessoc.com as well. And we're more than happy to answer your questions. We do have offices in New York, New Jersey, out on the West Coast in Arizona, also worldwide in the United Kingdom and Germany and Hong Kong. So that being said, I want to thank you for joining today. And if there are no further questions, everybody have a great day and thank you.